Welcome back to the Pioneer Sideline. New look for us here. I'm your host, Aaron Cooney. We're still bringing you all the same highlights, news, analysis of everything Point Park University sports. And one of the big issues here this year is the talks in the off-season. The AMC Conference, definitely a new look. In here to talk with us is Point Park University Sports Information Director Kevin Taylor, who's here. And Kevin, clearly moving in the AMC, pretty much all of Ohio gone. How long has this been in the works?
Well, I don't know if you can say how long it's been in the works, but it definitely has made some major changes this year and into next year. For those who might not know, the Point Park Pioneers, members of the NAIA American Mideast Conference, one of the larger conferences in recent years. It had 12 last school year, but it's down to 7 in the best cases this year. Some sports are even less than that, depending on if they sponsor all the complement of sports.
So, as I mentioned, all of Ohio just about gone. Notre Dame of Ohio is out of there. Malone, Cedarville, Mount Vernon, Nazarene. Walsh also gone, but they're still going to play AMC. Why are they still in?
Well, Walsh decided in a message from their athletic director to the conference that they would honor the home and home series for the 11-12 year. And we played Walsh in men's and women's soccer already. We're playing them in volleyball this Thursday, and because of that, they're able to compete for an AMC regular season championship, but they cannot compete for AMC or NAIA postseason.
So they'll be in for this year just to compete. And also one new team added in, Fisher out of Boston, Massachusetts. What do they bring to the AMC?
It's a school that has been out of the Sunrise Conference, NAIA, in the New England area. But just the sort of same thing that's happening to the AMC happened to the Sunrise, and so they were looking for a conference affiliation, and they actually, to the AMC's benefit, they've joined up with us, and in some cases they're allowing us to have a national bid to national tournaments that we wouldn't otherwise have.
So how many teams do you need to have a national bid through a conference?
Well, in each sport you're looking for 6 to be
Okay.
what they call affiliated through the NAIA. And in some of our sports, like men's basketball has 6, women's basketball has 6, women's soccer has 6. Those sports are set. But other sports like volleyball with 5 is coming up short. Women's soccer with 5 or men's soccer rather with 5 is coming up short. Baseball with only 3. So you have to be a little creative in your national affiliations.
So what does that mean for playoffs with obviously volleyball team off to a solid start again and look to compete for possibly take the AMC regular season title? So how will they move on without having enough teams in a conference to go to the national tournament?
Well, without a doubt, volleyball is the perfect example of a team that you would think, at least what they've shown, at least potential to compete nationally, and they need an avenue to do that. And with AMC volleyball coming up short with 5 teams, what you need to do is you need to look for another conference out there that is coming up short as well and affiliate with them. In this case, with volleyball, the American Mideast Conference is going to be affiliating with the California Pacific Conference, a team that also has 5. The winner of each of those leagues will meet in a one-match scenario, with the winner moving on to nationals. In the men's soccer situation, they only have 5. They're going to join up with the Kentucky Intercollegiate Athletic Conference and also the Gulf Coast Conference out of Florida. And the winner out of that conglomeration of teams will move on to the national tournament.
Is there any word on anything for baseball just yet?
Baseball is going to go a very similar path to men's soccer with the KIAC and the Gulf Coast Conference. Softball's TBA at this point, and one last affiliation that was sewn up recently was cross country. The American Mideast Conference will team up with the American Midwest Conference with a meet in St. Louis with any individuals or team qualifying there would go on to nationals.
Now, what does this mean for Point Park with the AMC losing teams? What if some of those New York teams were to pull out? What happens to Point Park in the AMC?
Well, that's something that Point Park Athletics needs to be constantly vigilant about. One thing that we have been doing over the last year and a half is making sure that we're not left standing alone when all the dominoes fall around us, and a couple will actually. We've already learned that Roberts Wesleyan will be down the path to Division II next year. Houghton will be down the path to Division III, and Damon looks like they may very well do the Division II route as well.
Is Division II or Division III a possibility for Point Park here coming up in the near future?
Point Park Athletics is exploring all options, whether it be Division II, Division III, or stay in NAI. Quite frankly, if it could work. The NAI is a really good fit for Point Park Athletics. We're not so much leaving the NAI as the NAI is leaving us. So it's one thing you have to constantly keep tabs on, and it's constantly changing, even in the BCS conferences, as you're going to hear in the courthouse later in the show.
Shake up all around, Big East moving around, and of course right here at home with the AMC conference teams moving out. Kevin Taylor, thank you very much for joining us. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, men's soccer with Matt Desmond. We have highlights and a look at their season.